Good morning. Welcome to 365 Days of Richer Living, Daily Morning Reading, Meditation, and Prayer Time. I'm Reverend Ray Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Today is November 18th. I know that my Redeemer liveth. And our reference quote this morning comes from the text of Taoism. Not to be separate from his primal source constitutes what we call the heavenly man. Not to be separate from the essential nature thereof constitutes what we call the spirit-like man. Not to be separate from its real truth constitutes what we call the perfect man. And so our reading begins. It has been written that Christ is the Redeemer, also that Christ is in us. We have been told that our redemption is at hand. We have been told to awake and that Christ will give us light. Therefore, I conclude that my Redeemer lives and is now acting through me. Why, then, is not my redemption at hand? It is, but I have failed to see it. Can it be possible that I am using the creative power to produce the very limitation from which I so earnestly seek to extricate myself? Undoubtedly, this is true. There are not two powers. There is but one power. Today I realize that life is truly a mirror of king and slave. Today I realize that my redemption is at hand. The Spirit within me refreshes me daily. I feel myself saturated with the life essence itself. I feel the same life essence flowing in and through me. I feel myself to be a perfect instrument of life's divine symphony, in tune with its harmony and perfection. My body is an instrument in, through, and upon which life plays a divine and perfect harmony. I am not going out in search of another power, but I'm going to use the power which I know already possesses eternity and is ready at the center of my life. I know that this will heal every condition, overcome every obstacle, break down every barrier, and free me from every false condition. My redemption is already at hand. I look confidently into the future. I see new friendships, new opportunities. Everything in my experience is renewed. Everything is made glad and happy and whole. As I turn to the world around me, I see this same good evenly distributed everywhere and operating through all people. So let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. So, moving my attention deeper, deeper into that center of my being, deeper into that redemption center where I cash in all of the bent, broken, unnecessary thoughts that no longer serve. Thoughts that are out of alignment with the truth of being, the truth of principle. And in this space, I recognize the one power, the one presence. I recognize it as the source of all creation. I recognize it as the substance of all creation. By many, many names. It is unnameable, indefinable. It is this changeless ground of being that expresses in ever-changing multiplicity. And yet, it itself is never changed by its creation, never absorbed by its creation, never diminished by its creation. Giving its creation freedom to use the agency of itself, expressing in, through, and as its creation. Every form, function, every in-between, every element, every moment of creation expands the infinite's experience of itself. And so I know that I am one. I am an expression of this one. I am a point where this infinite beingness, this nameless, changeless substance is expressing newness, is expanding its experience of itself as my life. I know this same thing to be true about every grain of sand, every particle of dust, every majestic mountain, everything seen and unseen, all is expressing this one power, this one substance, perfectly alive at its level of expression. And in this freedom of thought, there is conditioning of errant thinking. There is social conditioning and repetition of ideas and beliefs that are out of alignment with the truth of being, that limit the experience of all that is available, that limit the expression, the full, powerful, perfect expression of infinite possibility at the point of every divine expression of creation. The limitation of thought that is out of alignment with the truth of being. And so I cash those in. I gather them all up, just as I would gather up soda bottles and tin cans. I gather all of the broken thoughts, all of the bent thoughts, and I redeem them. I cash them in. I replace them with new thoughts. Thoughts in alignment with spiritual principle. Thoughts full of love, peace, power, presence. Thoughts that recognize the infinite in everyone I see, everywhere I look. Every conversation I have is the infinite conversing with the infinite. And so I allow an awareness within my human self that there is no place outside of me where I redeem and am redeemed, but rather it is within as this one power and presence. And so as I redeem that which no longer serves, as I cash in those old thoughts for new ones, as I renew myself by the renewing of my mind, I renew all creation. And so I remind myself in every interaction this day that no one is their behavior. I remind myself that behavior out of alignment with principle is brokenness seeking redemption. So I meet every situation with an open mind, an open heart, a curiosity. To be a redemption center. To redeem and be redeemed. And I am grateful. I am grateful for the love that just gives. Life that just gives. Peace that is at the center of my being, accessible at all times. Grateful for the activity of law that works everything out in ways that I can't even imagine. And yet I can identify how it happened, that it happened. Grateful. Grateful that all that plays out in creation is alive in me. That same creative process is unfolding in every expression, in every droplet of substance, of divinity. Grateful. And so it is in this gratitude, from this gratitude, as this gratitude, that I release. And release becomes so easy in gratitude. I let go. Supported, sustained, awakened, whatever word. Assured by the gratitude that it is already done. I let go. With evidence of things not seen but hoped for, I see that creation unfolds life far better than the human me. And so I let go. I release into that power and presence that is life itself. I let go. I let go with joy and anticipation. I let go. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.